So this question says, if x is an integer, which of the following must be an even integer? Now, for us to solve this, it has been said that x is an integer. So this comprises of a combination of multiplication, addition, and subtraction. And in that case, all we need to do is to recall a certain rule, and that is the addition rule, subtraction rule, and multiplication rules for adding, even integers and of course odd integers. All right, so the first thing we need to do is to do a recall. So if you have your writing material, you can quickly write this, that what even, right, plus even integer plus even integer will give us even. Okay, then even minus even, somebody will say I should use plus or minus, I prefer to split it, will give us what? Even. Knowing this will actually help us even in subsequent questions. Then odd plus odd would give us what? Even. You can think of an odd, that is 7 plus 3 will give you 10, 5 plus 7 will give you 12. All right, so then odd minus odd would give you what? Even. Odd minus odd will give you even, right? 7 minus 5, that is 2, right? Then okay, that's that. So then even plus odd would give us what? Odd. I'm taking my time to write all of this. Then even minus odd too, even minus odd will still give us what? Odd, right? Then odd minus even, as it were, odd minus even will still return what? Odd. So this is what? Addition and multiplication, addition and subtraction rule for what? Adding and subtracting what? Integers. Then let's move on to multiplication rule. Don't forget, the purpose of this course is not only to solve questions, but to make a reference to what you have learnt before. So for multiplication rule, even, right, times even will give us what? Even, right? Then even times what? Odd will still give us what? Even. So you can begin to think of those numbers. Then odd times what? Odd will still return what? Odd. Then odd times even, odd times what? Even would what? Give us what? Even. It's just like even times odd. So these two guys are still the same, so I just decided to split them. So, and we were told this rule is actually valid for what? Integer. So this is multiplication rule for integer, and this is what? Addition, right? And what? And subtraction rule. Okay, so since x is an integer, right, we want to check which of these results will give us an even integer. So since x is an integer, like I said, x could either be what? Even or odd, right? Yes. So in that case, for us to be able to achieve something reasonable, we need to test for when s is even, and then we need to test for when s is odd, because if we don't do that, we may not be able to get a good result. So we are going to be testing for even and odd because it's an integer. So let x is equal to what? 3 in this case is what? Odd, right? And we also say let x is equal to what? 4, right, which is what? Even, right? So we first check for it for all the odd, and of course we don't need to stress ourselves. Whatever we used to check, if it's returning odd, we don't need to check for even again, because it could either be odd or even. All right, so it's not a must that we have to test for both. If it returns even, we now test a case where x is odd. If we test for x is odd and it returns even, we also test for when x is even. If it returns even, then we are good to go. But if we test for x is odd and it's returning odd, there's no need to test if s is even, because s could either be odd or even. But the most important thing is whichever one we use to test, must return what? Even integer. So that is what I'm trying to say. So we now say so when x is equal to 3, which is equal to what? Odd. So we want to plug it into the first equation. So we can say that what? X squared minus x minus 1 will give us what? That is 3 squared minus what? 3, right? Minus 3. So 3 squared in this case is equal to what? 9. Minus 3 minus 3, that is minus 6. So 9 minus 6, and that will give us what? 3. That is what? Odd. Okay, so I don't need to check for the second one. So this is odd. So this equation is out of it. So there's no need to check for that again. So let's move on to equation 2. So I can still check for odd and even. So I don't need to use even to check for this because the result has produced odd. So then let's move on to second part. We have what? X squared minus 4x plus what? Plus 6. So we check for with what? With x is equal to what? 3. So that will give us 3 squared minus 4 into bracket 3, right? Plus 6. 3 times 3, that is 9. Minus 4 times 3, that is minus 12 plus 6. So 9 minus 12, that's minus 3 plus 6. And that will give us 3, which is what? Odd. Right? So this is out of it. Sorry, I'm not supposed to. This is out of it. So I don't need to check if x is even again. Because all you are interested in is must return what? Even answer. Which of them must be an even integer. Alright? So it has to produce even result. So let's go to number 3. X squared minus 5x plus 5. So x squared minus 5x plus what? 5. So when what? When x is equal to 3, we have what? 3 what? Square minus 5 into bracket 3 plus what? 5. 3 times 3, that will be 9. Minus 5 times 3, that's minus 15 plus what? 5. So minus 15 plus 5, that's minus 10. Then 9 minus 10, and that will give us what? Minus 1, which is what? Odd. And so it's not returning even. So option 3 is what? Wrong. Then we'll move on to the next one. X squared plus 3x plus 8. So we have what? X squared plus 3x plus what? 8. And that will be what? With what? With x is equal to 3. We have what? 3 squared plus 3 into bracket 3 plus what? 8. And that will give us what? 9. Then 3 times 3 plus 9 plus what? 8. 9 plus 9. That is what? 18 plus what? 8. And 18 plus 8 will give us what? 26, which is even. So we can't conclude yet. We need to check when x is what? Even. So with what? With x is equal to what? 4, which is even. Then we can say that is 4 squared plus 3 into bracket 4 plus 8. 4 squared is what? 4 times 4, that is 16. Plus 3 times 4, and that is what? 12 plus what? 8. All of them are even, so it will return even. So 16 plus 12 plus 8 will give us 36, which is what? Even. So definitely the correct answer to this is what? X squared plus 3x plus what? 8. So this is what? Correct. Somebody may say that why not check this? So let's check this so as to maintain a correct solution. So x squared plus 2x plus 10, x squared plus 2x plus 10, x squared plus what? 2x plus what? 10. So with what? With x is equal to what? 3. We have 3 squared plus 2 into bracket 3 plus 10. 3 times 3, 9 plus 2 times 3, that's 6 plus what? 10. 9 plus 6 is 15, and 15 plus 10, which is 25, and 25 is what? Odd. Since 25 is odd, then it implies that this last equation cannot be what? Even integer. So invalidating it, if x is an integer, which of the following must be an even integer? So x squared plus 3x plus 8 must be an even integer. I want to believe this video has helped someone. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.